Good day, people. Today we're going to solve equations with variables on both sides. Good day, people. Today we're going to solve equations with variables on both sides. John and Lizzie are making smoothies that have the same number of fluid ounces. Jonah uses 4 ounces of yogurt to make his smoothie. So he uses 4 ounces of yogurt and 6 ounces of juice. Lizzie uses 2.5 ounces of yogurt and, as you can see, 12 ounces of juice. How many ounces of yogurt X are in each container? So we can use a bar diagram to represent this information. So here we have our bar diagram: 4 ounces of yogurt and the 6 ounces of juice. Lizzie, 2.5 ounces of yogurt and 2.5 container of yogurt with 12 ounces of juice. From there we can split our bars to make it a little evener. So there we go. So if you can see that we subtracted that 2.5 from the 4x, so we're left with 1.5x, and we subtracted this 6 from this 12 ounces, so we have 6 ounces left. From there we can share up our bar. So since we know that these two sides would cancel each other out, we are just working with this middle part right here. So since we have 6 and we have 1.5x, we can actually split our 1.5 into half x into 3 equal parts: half x, half x, half x. So since we did that, we can do the same to the 6 as well. So we get 2 ounces, 2 ounces, 2 ounces. So we see that half x is 2 ounces, but we want 1x. So 1x would be 4 ounces. So we know that our answer will be 4 ounces. All right, so this time we're going to use an equation to solve this question. So we know it's 4 containers of yogurt plus 6 ounces of juice. And for Lizzie, it was 2.5 containers of yogurt with 12 ounces of juice. And since we know that both containers are equal, we know that these both equations will be equal. From there, we can eliminate, because we need to get all the variables to one side of the equation and all the constant to the other side. So we can subtract 2.5x from the right side of the equation. But if we do that, we have to subtract 2.5x from the left side as well to keep it balanced. So we see that 1.5x plus 6 would be equal to 12, because we get a 0 pair right here. All right, from there we can subtract 6 from both sides. So we see that 1.5x is equal to 6. From there, to get x by itself, we divide by 1.5. And we see that x would be equal to 4. So we can conclude that each container contains 4 ounces of yogurt. Kesley withdraws $25 per week from her bank account. Each week, Kes deposits $15 of his allowance and $20 earned from dog walking into his bank allowance. So that's $15 and $20. So we can conclude he puts $35 each week into his bank account. All right. After how many weeks will they have the same amount of money? So we're going to let W represent the number of weeks. So for Kesley, she started with $550, and then she's taking out $25 each week. We see that for Chris, he started with $10 and he's putting in $35 each week. All right, since we want to find how many weeks they will have the same amount, we can, both expressions would be equal. So from there, we can proceed. All right, so let me get all the variables to the left. I like to get them to the left, so let me subtract 35W from the right side. We have to do the same thing on the left side to keep it balanced. So we have a 0 pair right here. So 550 minus 60W would be equal to 10. From there, we can eliminate this constant from the left side. So we subtract 550 from both sides of the equation. So we get a 0 pair right here. And we see that negative 60W would be equal to negative 540. From there, to get W by itself, we'd have to divide negative 540 by negative 60. And we see that we get 9. So we can conclude that after 9 weeks, they will have the same amount of money in their bank account. Thank you for watching.